don't even know if you're still there. But
I'm still here. I'm seeing if I can get it restarted again here. I should be on for them there now, so they're probably watching it right now, as a matter of fact. So those of you who are on YouTube, go ahead and refresh your screens. We have had we've had a bogus incident here. Not really sure exactly what their excuse for that will be, but look, it is because we are relevant. If we were irrelevant, they don't mess with people who are irrelevant. If you're not relevant, they're not going to mess with you. So if they're messing with you, it must be because you're relevant. But look, we haven't done anything wrong. There is no nudity. There is no sexual content. What it is we are not doing the typical Negro gender warring talk. That's the problem. We're not doing that. That's the problem that they're having is we're not doing that. If we were like these other folks, we'd be perfectly fine. They'd have no issue with that. So that's the game that they're playing. They're like, okay, well, if y'all are talking about something sensible, there is no money to be made for a website like this in black folk fixing their issues. There's only money to be made in propping up, wannabes and posers and fakers who will spend the rest of their lives with folks going round and round in circles. But there isn't a whole lot to be done otherwise what we do. Thank you very much for giving us a call, 91 Love. We appreciate hearing from you. Let me get caller from area code 917. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Well, the good news is you caught me on a rather good night here. Now, this person is not asleep. This person is not asleep. But I would definitely hope that somebody would be able to give them a call. Not really sure how we'd be able to get that to them there, but if anybody knows who the sleeping caller is, definitely go ahead and see if you can get somebody to contact them. It'd be nice. For some strange reason, they apparently think it's funny. But go ahead and see that their CPAP machine isn't working for them. But boy, I sure do hope that one of my mods or somebody is able to figure out who that is. Not really sure who they are. But if anybody in the chat room, one of my mods or whatever, if you know who that person is, see if you can give them a call. Somebody, if you know them, try to call them and help them out. Caller from area code 630, you're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Jason. This is Nick calling from Chicago by way of Houston.
Nick from Chicago, what's on your mind?
Yeah, first of all, it was pretty crazy that they knocked it down, and I'm like, exactly. YouTube, the algorithm, or some person that doesn't want this message out knocks you down, or really a combination of both of them. Just a shame. But aside from that, earlier in the broadcast where you were talking about the running you over thing, I had to laugh about that because that's something that happened to me before, only once, where somebody threatened to run me over. And as it happened, I was just extremely confused. I'm like, with my stuff? So, that. And, I just see, I've never been the type to handcuff or try to handcuff a woman. I've certainly been extremely broke, part lame and all the other stuff, but it's a lot of people around me. And I used to try to rack my brain around trying to spend too much energy trying to stop the guys that looked like they were going to try to handcuff some people, including with two of my sisters. And I just realized that no matter how much energy I put forth toward it, I could only lead by my own example those people are likely still going to do what they're going to do, and they're going to learn, most of them, the hard way. I haven't figured out a way to try to channel their energy and away from wasting their lives or bringing a baby into the world that they shouldn't have. That's what I struggle with, and trying to divert people's energy away from that.
Well, the real problem, though, is that when you're a person who's weak and desperate, then you resort to weak and desperate tools. And the best thing that we can do for somebody who's in a weak and desperate position is get them out of that, so that they start understanding that it becomes a self-feeding feedback loop is what it becomes. If you're weak and desperate, you resort to weak and desperate moves, which makes other people more contemptuous of you, which makes you resort to more weak and desperate moves, and on it goes until eventually you crash and burn in that regard. A female can't respect a man who's approaching her from a position of weakness. She can't. Because how can you expect her to submit when you've already submitted to her? If we can get you to understand that and see that, then that doesn't occur. But when you start resorting to desperate moves, it's going to be all bad. Thank you very much for giving us a call. Let me get caller from area code 562. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Jamar from Long Beach.
Jamar from Long Beach. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I wanted to know, how do you keep that uncertainty in a marriage? That seems like a challenge. Like when you start combining resources, how can you keep that in balance so she knows that, she can always lose you and she doesn't know all the cards you're holding?
The same way you did before you got married.
Okay. I've never been married before, so I'm just like, but that makes sense. So okay. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, slow down.
Sorry.
Let's make sure you understand let me make sure you understand what that means. Just in case here.
Yes,
I
sir.
want you to understand that how do you create uncertainty? The first way in which you create uncertainty is that you have to be evolving. And you have a lot of background noise there, so if you have me on speaker, you want to take that off. But the first thing is you need to be excelling. You need to be building. You need to have a life of your own that you are in control of. You're not supposed to give up your life because you get with a woman, either as your girlfriend, your wife, whatever. You're not supposed to give up your life. What attracted her to you is that you have a life of your own and you're doing well at it. The worst thing you can do is give that up and make her your world. That's the worst thing you can do. And females are going to pressure you to do that. But just like a man pressures a female to give up sex quick and then calls her a hoe afterward because she complied and she's all confused, like I did exactly what you asked and you're penalizing me for it. A female will ask you to do things that she's going to penalize you for later. So your job is not to comply with her requests. Your job is to be the best man you can be, and she will become happy with that. Recognize when you've already given her what she really wants, and then don't change it, even for her. A woman is looking for the man who tells her no, not the feckless yes man. Dudes complain about that because dudes are trying to come at things from a position of weakness. I did everything she asked and I complied, and she ran off with a dude who treats her like dirt. Yeah, he's the guy who tells her no. You're the guy who says yes to everything. She's looking for a fellow with a spine. So the first thing is, first and foremost, have a life of your own and then guard it jealously. Do not give it up at all. That's what attracted her to you. Second of all, make sure that she doesn't know everything about you. I don't give a damn if you're married or not. She's not supposed to know everything. A woman doesn't want to know everything. Familiarity breeds contempt. If she knows everything about you, that's going to create certainty. Your job is to make sure that she is never able to get fully comfortable. Once she starts getting fully comfortable, she is going to become a disciplinary problem. It's going to be an issue. Last but not least, you have always got to be field and battle ready. You have to. In other words, you got to be a great catch no matter what your status is. It doesn't matter whether you're dating her or married to her. You need to have the look, the car, the feel. You don't tell a woman that you can replace her. She's supposed to see you every day and see it is obvious you can replace her. That's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be living that. You don't tell a woman to get in line. You live a life where it is clear if she's not in line, that's it. But that's not something you do after the fact. You're supposed to already have that. That's supposed to already be your life, so that no matter what your status is with her, it's very, very clear what can happen next. Oh, well, I can get divorced and get the house. Baby, I can get another house. Can you get another producer? You see how you notice how you disarm people. You disarm people by letting them know there's nothing you can take from me. I'll take the car and take the house. Baby, I'll get another car and another house. Can you get another man? I can get another wife. I can get another female. Can you get another producer? Can you pull that trick off? And when she knows that that's who you really are, you're not just saying it because you heard it from Jason Black. You're not just saying it because it's a cliche. You're saying that because that's who you really are. And she takes a look at your life. She takes a look at how you roll, and she takes a look at your financial situation, your social situation, your intellectual situation, and she sees you're on top of everything. You show them by what you do. That is what creates the deterrent. But if you approach it from a position of weakness and let me play Santa Claus, just understand you have given her certainty. Once she has certainty, she is going to abuse it. It's female nature. It is female nature to abuse certainty. It is also a female's nature to seek security, but you cannot seek security in a certain environment. You seek security in uncertain environments. And what dudes do is they sit up here and make their life an open book. All the things that intrigued her, interested her, made her uncertain about trying to test you. If she thinks you peaked and she knows everything, therein lies the problem. Now, over time, she'll become acclimated, not comfortable, but acclimated to that situation and understand that because you are a competitive man, and that's not going to change, you are living a competitive life, and that in order for her to stay, she has to remain competitive. But that nothing's going to stop her change whether she's there or not. That's the way you're supposed to be before you met her, and that's the way you're supposed to be after you're with her, whether she makes the cut to be married or not. Last but not least, fellas, do not even discuss marrying a female if you have not crap tested her. Getting married to you is not supposed to be an easy thing. If you're a man with resources and you're a man who's productive and you can change her life, it's not supposed to be easy to marry you. It's supposed to be like becoming a made man in the mafia. She's supposed to put in work. She's supposed to toil. She's supposed to sit up here and be climbing mountains and swimming rivers. Yeah, it's supposed to cost. That's not supposed to be something you just serve up to her. She's supposed to pay all the damn dues. She's supposed to have 3 Olympic gold medals. You're not supposed to be simple nor easy. Most of these guys out here today, most of y'all, a chick can marry you with 2 Coke bottle tops. It's supposed to be a struggle. It's supposed to be something that she qualifies for, which is why the subject is nice program is about handcuffing there, because you're supposed to be somebody that she's fighting to be with, that she's demanding to have these accesses to. And if she has that and has done that, then that's supposed to change things. But if there is no struggle and she doesn't have to sacrifice to get you and it didn't cost her anything, and she never proved it was worth anything because she never suffered, she never struggled, she never sacrificed, she never did without, then don't be surprised when the marriage doesn't last very long. because she wasn't invested in it before she got into it. No, you don't hand it to her. It's supposed to be, if you're a guy who's valuable, show me how much work the female did to get you. A lot of dudes think that a lot of work went into it, and it really didn't. There really wasn't any work involved at all. She showed up, you were happy to have regular sexual access to something, and you just made do with it. Instead of being like, nah, I'm good. How many times did she have to try before you said anything? As a man, you're supposed to be available. She's supposed to be the one trying to get with you. You just make it available. And then if she makes the cut and she, survives the program, then we can start talking about some lifelong commitment. Most guys are just like, okay, well, if she's feminine and the sex is good, and if I think I got a shot at having regular access to it, I'll tolerate everything else. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. Can never be too eager on that. Let me get caller from area code 615. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is No One Cares calling out of Nashville, Tennessee.
No One Cares out of Nashville. What's on your mind?
Yes, sir. Man, I appreciate you, Jason Black, for all the knowledge. I was that fella that tried to handcuff a female, and I really was that male that found happiness in a woman instead of building myself up and finding happiness within my successes. And she was a religious woman and went to church on Wednesdays and Sundays, and she really, had me fooled. I really thought that she was, different, and I really it was a lot of things I didn't understand about females and myself back then. But as I, started listening to your program and started really working on myself and getting comfortable with being uncomfortable and building myself up, I saw how women treated me better and how my life changed. So I appreciate your knowledge.
You don't try to change women. Biggest mistake you can possibly make, you don't try to change women. You change yourself. You change yourself. And instead of trying to get women's attitude to change, you change the environment. You are the environment. And when you change yourself, other people have no choice but to alter how they treat you. If you're a pushover, then folks are going to decide how they treat you. But when you become a person of consequence, when you become a person who has the ability to reward your friends and punish your enemies, and you've got the will to follow through on it, people are going to change the way they treat you. They're going to change that. It shouldn't be a foreign concept. It really, really shouldn't be a foreign concept. And I know a lot of you haven't had formal training in that regard, but it shouldn't be a foreign concept for you. Alter who you are. Become the ultimate version, not just best version, ultimate version of yourself. And the rest of the environment's going to change for you because it will have to. You see, when your paper is straight, when your life is straight, when your head is straight, when you ain't sitting around puffing on weed and trying to use escapism, then the way in which you deal with the environment, when you are competent and aware, the way in which you deal with the environment changes. When you walk into a place, when people are going to talk to you differently because you don't look aloof. You're looking people in the eye. You're aware of your environment. You're dressed like a grown man, not a child. When you're conducting your life a certain way, then the environment has no choice but to alter for you. When you talk real slow and meek and soft, and my name is Mike, and I want to know if I can get a room at your hotel. No. Yeah, my name is No One Cares. I reserved the suite on the 27th floor.
That's what I'm talking about.
One of you is going to be meh, and the other one, they have no choice but to regard you and understand that. And it's not about being rude or belligerent. It is about the fact that this is how you carry yourself. So don't expect other people to treat you better than you treat yourself. Not customer service, not a girlfriend, not a teacher, not your family. No one's going to treat you better than you treat yourself. So when you demonstrate to them that you are confident, you believe in yourself, and that you obviously care about yourself, if they can see that when they look at you, your physique, your face, your clothes, you're not walking around sagging like you're somebody's damn prison wife, you are showing through your actions how much you're concerned about yourself. They have no choice but to regard that. I'll let you have the last word.
Now, I appreciate the knowledge. All the fellas on here, man, go ahead and put in the work. Don't be afraid to be uncomfortable. When you changing, when you getting off of that interstate and going and changing your directions and going the right direction, when you're on that road, man, and in your rebuilding phase, like what Jason Black talking about, you're going to go through some pain, man. It's going to hurt. You're going to be sore. You're going to be tired. You're going to be exhausted. But you stay focused. Keep that Jason Black knowledge pumping through your ear pods and your 18-wheeler. And while you know what I'm saying, doing your overtime at your job. And keep it pushing, man. Stack your money and live that minimalist lifestyle. Suffer now. And practice delayed gratification. I'm out. B1.
Black First, brother, thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. Definitely here, like I say, we've had to overcome some trials and tribulations here. Look, when you are relevant, when you are doing things that other people are not doing, and when you are actually changing the status quo, you are going to make a lot of enemies in powerful places. I've made a lot of enemies in powerful places. And quite frankly, we're glad to have that. I'm glad to be somebody who is relevant in that regard. If you're not consequential, ain't nobody trying to stop you. Nobody's messing with your programs, taking down your videos on bogus terms. Nobody's doing that when you're not consequential. They do that when you are consequential. They do that when you are relevant. They do that when you're changing things. I don't do a bunch of damn, gender war and crap and whatnot like that. We actually make a real difference here. So I'm glad to be able to do that. I do hate they were messing with the program here tonight, but for those of you who did join us for tonight's program, I'm glad that you were here. I want to thank everyone who has contributed to the program, everyone who gave to the Super Chat. Please consider using CashApp or PayPal instead, because these dirty rats on YouTube get to keep 1/3. That's right, 1/3 of every dollar you give. So if you give $10, they get to keep $3 of that. So make sure that you use either Cash App or PayPal instead. Links are in the description. My mods put that up there as well, so you have different options where that's concerned. Let me get caller from area code 267. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Caller from 267, last try, you're on live. And by the way, I'm in the mood to help make sure people get their phones helped tonight. So if I feel like you're a person in need of medical assistance, I'm going to make sure you get some help.
Hello?
Yes,
Jason?
You're on live.
Oh, wow. I got on quick. How you doing, sir?
What is your name?
Love
Where
the
are you
program.
calling from?
I'm Nate from Philadelphia.
Nate from Philadelphia. And what's on your mind?
Wow. I just kind of want to know, how can I level up and get my situation better? You know what I mean? Like I listened to your program about the IT workshop, and I remember you saying you were going to have a trade workshop soon.
Yes, I'm working on that now. I've been working on that and everything. Quality is very important to me. Everybody loved the IT workshop, so unlike a lot of these other folk out here, I don't just slop something together and then sling it out to people like a short order cook. So when you get it from me and everything, and I vet the people who I have on, the reason why the information that I give is very accurate, very reliable, and very life-changing is because I vet the people I have on. So when I did my IT workshop, I didn't just let people just get up in here and talk. I had to actually go and verify them. I stopped, verified them, validated them, and then I let them on. So when we do our skilled trades workshop, because I've got some special things I'm looking for in that regard. So keep your eyes and ears open. That will be coming here as well. Let me find out here. How old are you?
I am 37.
Okay, you're 37. Do you have any kids?
Yes, I have 2.
Okay, you're 37 years old. You have 2 kids. Are you married?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the problem?
Nothing. I just want to level up. I mean, I've been listening to you for on here for about a year now, and honestly, it opened my eyes. And even hearing some stuff today, I mean, you constantly open my eyes. You constantly now making the gears turn and think, and make me just think how I should even improve myself further.
Well, first of all, you have to have the desire to do so. And by desire, that doesn't just mean, ooh, I sure would like to have something. Desire means when you get up every morning, it is the first thing on your mind, and your day is dedicated and focused towards that. If that's not to the exclusion of other things, if that's not happening, you don't really want it. I should be able to hold your nose. If I hold your nose as much as you want air, that's how much you have to want a different life. And I mean that the way I said it. As much as you want air, that it is literally get there or die trying. If that's not where you're at, you don't really want this. You don't. You have not taken it to heart. You haven't taken it seriously. You have not adopted it and accepted it as your own. You haven't done that. And if that hasn't happened, you're not going to make any progress at all. As long as you have an escape hatch and a way to abort the mission and just give up midstream, if you're inclined to do that, you will do that. But if you say, I'm going to get there even if it kills me, that person is unstoppable.
Okay.
And that's where you want to
that.
be at. So right now you are an unskilled laborer.
Yes.
Okay, so you're in your late 30s, but you're an unskilled laborer, so that's going to be the thing that has to change. The bad news is you made it to your 30s, but the good news is you're still in your 30s here, so you still have the ability to make good about this, but you are going to have to expedite it as quickly as possible. You're getting older here, and right now you probably don't have a lot saved up or a lot stockpiled in that regard. And you don't have an endless, limitless amount of time to be able to do that. And by the time you hit your 40s, we're real short on time then.
Yeah, my question, it kind of threw me off guard because I got on like immediately when I called almost. So my real question was like, is it over? You know what I mean? But I hear you now saying,
if you're
no,
not
I just
motivated,
turn it up.
No, it's not over unless you are unmotivated. But that is the single most difficult thing that I have in dealing with other people. I can tell you what the benefits and the rewards are. I can tell you how much better your life will be, but I can't want it for you. I can want it for me, and I can tell you how great it'll be if you want it for you, but Jason Black cannot want a better life for you. You have to want it for yourself, but you're going to have to be the driving force. And as bad as I wanted it for me, that's how bad you're going to have to want it for you. And then at that point, it doesn't really matter what the discipline is you go after. It doesn't matter whether it's carpentry, electrician, IT, medical. It doesn't matter what it is. You're now raw energy. It doesn't matter what direction we focus you in. You're going to excel no matter which direction we point you in. So really, whatever vocation you go after is secondary to the desire. If you got the desire, that's the fuel that powers everything else. I don't have to guess if you're going to succeed. If you have the desire and you've become this relentless force and it's just like, look, it's getting done. You become that, dude, ain't no stopping you. But you have to become that. You have to make it up in your mind that that's who you are. That you're not the same person you've always been. You're a new person now. And this new person is driven and relentless.
Thank you. Thank you for the recalibration.
Well, what are you waiting around here
I'm
for?
going to get off of here and make it happen.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to make anything happen sitting on the phone over here. You're going to have to get out there and get after it. And that's the hardest thing in the world, is for an individual to say, hey, you know, it's going to be sacrifice. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be, you know, I'm not going to be able to do some of the stuff that I've been doing here for another year or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10. See, that's the type of dedication you have to have. You can't have a dedication that says, okay, well, I'm willing to sacrifice for a month. I'm willing to sacrifice for 6 months. No, it's got to be, I'm going to hunker down and I'm going to sacrifice for as long as it takes. It might be a month, a year, 5 years, a decade. I will not be denied. So I ain't got nothing better to do. I'm going to be here every single morning, and I'm going to put in a full day, and I'm going to be right back here tomorrow until the job is done. Might not know how long it's going to be, but I do know I will be here every single day, and the obstacles are going to give out before I do. When you become that, when you become this unstoppable, relentless force of nature, that every day you show up, this is who you are and this is what you are, every single day, that's how lives change. That's how you become someone who changes other people's lives, not by being given a good damn speech, but by people seeing that's who you are. When I did my first documentary film, there was a lot going on. Some of it wasn't good, as you all know. I faced obstacles. I faced hardships. I faced, tribulations and difficulties. I faced backstabbing. I faced theft. There was a whole lot that was going on. But at the forefront of my mind every day was the idea I have to get this film finished as I promised people that it would be. Because I wanted to demonstrate that I could overcome any obstacle, because I wanted to do something that would help give a positive reinforcement in the minds of other people, that when they heard about black men saying we were going to get things done, that yeah, there's black men out here who we actually will get it done. And that was important to me. That was important to me. But I can't give you my drive. You have to have your own. You got to bring that yourself. You bring that level of drive where you say, it doesn't matter what happens today, I am going to be ruthless and relentless about this. It doesn't matter if it takes all day or all year. Doesn't matter if it takes the rest of my life. This is where I'm going to be, and this is what I'm going to be doing, and nothing's going to stop me. You show me a person who that is their mentality, that is their mindset. I will show you a person who is guaranteed to succeed. Not he might, not maybe. It's not a matter of hope or a matter of chance. It's a matter of time. You show me a guy who gets up every day and he's at it every single morning with nobody having to get him out of bed. He is getting up and doing it on his own every single day. He wants it. He wants it more than anything. He wants it more than he wants his wife and his kids. I'm showing you a person who is guaranteed to succeed. Not he might, not he may. It's guaranteed. He's going to succeed. Now, I'm saying for the guys, but that goes for the females also. If you are a female who is determined to succeed, you are determined to do your best, you are determined to hit that gym, get that flat stomach, get that nice demeanor, get those cooking skills, get those interpersonal skills, get those better conversational skills. If you are determined to be the baddest broad out there, and being the baddest broad out there begins between your ears, not between your legs. If you're determined to do that, you're going to be unstoppable. Other folk are going to be looking at you like, wow, she's unstoppable. She's incredible. And they're going to see the finished product, but what people don't see is all the work that goes into it. They don't see all of the seemingly trivial minutes of the day. They don't see all of those right there. Just that trivial, otherwise nondescript stream of minutes of your day. They don't see that. They don't see all those things happening to you. They don't see how you were holding it together. They don't see the amount of mental discipline that it required for you to keep coming back day after day after day after day and doing it over and over again. Nobody sees that except you. Can you handle that? Can you handle that level of solitude? Can you handle that thankless job that you have to undertake? Can you handle that and come back every day and keep doing it? With nothing to comfort you but the knowledge and understanding that you're going to get to keep doing that. Are you a person who can succeed and excel without an audience? Without boosters? Without encouragement? Are you a person who can continue to give 100% your all and there's nobody else there to encourage you, back you, pat you on the back, support you? Can you do that? Can you still give 110% of yourself committed to the job even if there's nobody there to back you? On the toughest, roughest days, and you still show up and you still give it your all. Is that who you are? If that is, then I don't think you will succeed. I guarantee it. You become a force of nature. That's like asking, can a tornado knock over your house? Dude, that's a F5. Your house might as well be a Dixie cup. That's like dropping an atomic bomb. Ooh, do you think this'll knock over somebody's car? Dude, the car is about to turn into ashes. There is no it might do it. Oh, it's guaranteed. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. If you adopt that mentality, if that is who you become, you won't have to worry about what your life might be. I'm telling you what it will be. Kingdoms are built in your heart and in your head long before before the first brick is ever laid down in the real world. Kingdoms are built in your heart and your spirit. You didn't become a king the day you sat on the throne. You became a king the day that every fiber of your being believed it and then demanded to have it. That's when you became one. At that point right there, everything else is just the day you won the war and the day you sat on the throne. You were already there. But nobody can give that to you. You have to give that to yourself. If you are new here to the business, welcome to the program that laid the foundation upon which all of your red pill, MGTOW, high value posers, alpha male frauds, and all the rest of these clowns on the internet have been messing these things up. You see what makes us different. You see what makes us feared. You see what makes us unique. Click that red subscribe button. Click that yellow notification bell. As you can see, there's full-blown warfare against us because we actually give people actionable insight into how to change your lives. We're not here to make you consumers. We're here to make you competent. So make sure you go ahead and keep up with that. And if you haven't considered joining our Patreon, the link is in the description. You definitely want to be there for that as well. Going to have some exclusive content coming up for that soon. The Skilled Trades Workshop is also coming, so be looking for that as well. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of The Business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, handle your business or your business will handle you.